In my last video like this, I had ChatGPT generate me a list of 4 random anime from any era and any rating on MAL, and then I had my friend suggest an anime for a total of 5. This time, I just went through my backlog for some quick reviews. Don't hate the player, hate the game. We'll start today with Samurai Champloo. Samurai Champloo is from Shinichiro Watanabe, who made Space Dandy, Kids in the Slope, my personal favorite from him, Terror and Resonance, and most importantly, Cowboy Bebop. Samurai Champloo is a near-episodic series about a girl who loses the tea shop she works at to 2 samurai travelers fighting, and then going with them on a journey to find a samurai who smells of sunflowers. Now, I know what you're thinking. What do sunflowers smell like? Well, they don't. It's about the journey, the daily trials and tribulations, the troubles and lack of trust between the team, the downright batshit crazy shenanigans they get up to, and their pasts coming back to haunt them and the epic showdowns involved. The main 3 characters, Fu, Jin, and Mugen, are a great cast, and the interactions between them are so entertaining. Mugen and Jin could not be any more different in literally every way, and the dichotomy between them is one of the reasons I kept watching. Samurai Champloo is a legendary anime for more than just the anime itself. The soundtrack was done by Nujabes, Fat John, Suchi, and Force of Nature, who literally created the lo-fi hip-hop genre, and including jazzy hip-hop fusion in a show about samurai is kind of exactly what it needed to go from a solid show to just straight-up peak. That's a 10. The next anime is one that I did not like, and I'm in the minority of not liking. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. When I first started really watching anime, FMA was the highest rated anime of all time on my anime list, and MAL tends to overrate and exaggerate in the same way people on Metacritic overrate. You know, it's a good show. It's a good show, but it's not the best show, and to me, it's not even close to being the best show. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood follows 2 brothers who try and revive their dead mother through alchemy, and they pay the price for it, with one brother losing his whole body but trapping his soul into armor, and the other brother losing his arm and leg. There's also a grand conspiracy to turn the country into a giant alchemy circle that turns every human into a philosopher's stone, which is like a piece of energy to do alchemy for free, essentially creating matter out of nothing. It's crazy because this is just like what's going on right now in the Middle East. Some of the fights are actually pretty good. I especially like the one where Bradley takes back the fortress.
Do they really expect me to make a complete mockery of myself by entering through the back door of my own palace?
The main villains are a group of homunculuses led by someone named Father, who is the copy of the main character's dad, I guess. They're all named after one of the 7 deadly sins, and they're okay, but for some reason the story just loves to give them infinite plot armor, besides the 2 times it doesn't. Not a fan of the ending. The end scene when everyone stops fighting and then Edward's trying to figure out how to get Alphonse back. Hohenheim literally offers himself to be useful for one fucking time in the story, and Edward's like, no, it's okay, I'll give up alchemy. God, I hope all of you kill yourselves. What a horrible fucking ending. 5 out of 10. Darker Than Black is a show about people, or I guess aliens, who have powers at certain costs, called contractors, due to their power coming at a cost in their contract. The main character does not have a cost for his power due to anomalies with the way he inherited his power, Xiao Hongshu. His power is electrocution via contact of any kind, so if he touches a wire that you touch, bye-bye. Opening 1 for this show is downright unreal. It is so good. The story here, according to ChatGPT, I'll just have it read off.
The story takes place in a world where mysterious structures known as Heaven's Gate and Hell's Gate appeared, altering the sky and defying natural laws. At the same time, superpowered beings called contractors emerged, each with unique supernatural abilities, but at the cost of an obeisance. The protagonist, Hei, is an elite assassin known as the Black Reaper, working for a secret organization called the Syndicate. He infiltrates Tokyo under the alias Li Shinshan, a quiet and polite exchange student. Hei, unlike other contractors, does not have a cost, as his powers were inherited from his missing sister, Bai. He searches for answers about her disappearance while completing dangerous missions against rival organizations, the police, and other contractors. As the story unfolds, Hei learns that Bai's powers were absorbed into him and that the Syndicate has plans to destroy all contractors. In the climax, Hei chooses to protect contractors rather than allow their eradication, leading to the destruction of Hell's Gate and the fall of the Syndicate. However, contractors continue to exist, and the world remains in chaos. Season 2 is even weirder, and honestly, I was much more entertained with Season 2. 2 years after the events of Season 1, the story follows Sue Pavlichenko, a Russian girl whose life changes when her home is attacked. Her twin brother, Cheyenne, is revealed to be a contractor with mysterious abilities. After a tragedy forces Sue to awaken as a contractor herself, she teams up with Hay, who is now disheveled, weakened, and without his electricity powers after an unknown incident. Throughout the season, Hay acts as Sue's mentor, though he is far more ruthless and unstable compared to his Season 1 self. The CIA, FSB, and remnants of the Syndicate hunt Sue, believing her connected to Cheyenne and his mysterious power. The truth behind Sue's past and existence is revealed. She is not actually human, but a reconstructed copy created by Cheyenne's abilities. The season explores a meteor core, an object tied to contractors and Hell's Gate. A new faction, Section 3, is introduced, work and control the new state of the world. The season's climax takes place near Hell's Gate, where Cheyenne uses his ability to create an alternate Earth, one without contractors. Sue is sent there to live a normal life, while Hay continues his battle in the existing world, taking Cheyenne with him. Meanwhile, Misaki Kurihara investigates the newly formed Mao Industries, hinting at future events.
Season 2 is even weirder, and honestly I was much more entertained with Season 2, even though it was worse overall. Suo's contractor power that she builds up to throughout the season is this sniper rifle thing, and how this is a power to just, I don't know. You know, with the sacred treasure, I summon sniper rifle. I give the whole thing like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. It's okay. Psycho Pass is a 2012 thriller anime about a society where law enforcers use special weapons that read a person as guilty or not based on how likely the societal system deems them to be committing a crime. The best season of Psycho Pass is the first due to a multitude of factors, including the best villain in the series, the message getting extremely watered down later on, multiple character suicides as in the writers throw the characters away, but everything in the first season feels like it has a real weight behind it. The gimmick of the main villain is that no matter how many crimes he commits, the system does not deem him a criminal, and so the protagonist can't shoot him or use their law enforcement weapons, which leads to a satisfying ultimate showdown and conclusion. The show follows the rookie inspector Akane Tsunemori and how she copes with the fact that the collective brain of society decides what and who is right or wrong, and how she as law enforcement officer has to deal with that. It's an interesting premise with a main cast that's quite interesting, even if sometimes hard to follow or get fully immersed in. I'd probably give the show, like Season 1, like a 9 out of 10. Sometimes when you watch an anime, it kind of forgets that it's a show that has to be both interesting and entertaining. Amidst a lot of critically acclaimed anime with the best of the best and the worst of the worst, there are some shows that are still best of the worst and worst of the best. This last one, in my opinion, is a very good show, but critical examination,
Season 2 was a car crash that somehow perfectly parallel parked,
and numerous rewatches kind of caused me to prevent it from being any more than a worst of the best tier, but it's still kind of great and always entertaining and definitely one of my favorites. Code Geass is an anime about a disavowed prince of the Britannian Empire who lives away in the disputed state of Area 11, which is Japan. In this timeline, Napoleon wins the Battle of Waterloo, and the British Empire moves to the US. The three main superpowers in Code Geass are the Britannian Empire, the Chinese Federation, and the European Union. And the Britannian Empire decides to go to war with Japan to take it as territory and expand its empire, using special mechs called Nightmare Frames. In Season 1, the Nightmares aren't really a huge thing, because it's more so the means to an end, but in Season 2 they get a little crafty and spicy with the mechs and how they're used. But the main prince, Lelouch, decides that he is going to destroy the Empire, and it's about how he goes through and does it. It's a gripping show from start to finish with only 50 episodes, and they take you on a journey. Lelouch is a protagonist who is willing to get his hands dirty from the beginning. It's an interesting show to watch where the protagonist is not exactly a good person. The whole time you can never really know if you can root for Lelouch, and it's just such a good show overall. All of the characters are great, but none of them can come even close to my GOAT. Suzaku should kill himself now, though. Shout out Lloyd, shout out Rolo, shout out C2, Orange Boy. Definitely a solid watch. I would give this one like a 9 or a 9.5. Overall, that's my opinion of 5 selected anime from my backlog, all solid shows in their own right, but some more solid than others. That's all I got. Thank you for watching.